How's it hanging, creeps? Doc Fugate here, back at you for yet again another day at the film house. Today, if fucking rock or inside the Mariana Trench, maybe you haven't heard of this one, but everyone else I'm sure you have. It's called The Meg. Shark movie with an extreme twist on it, in the sense that it's about an extinct shark, the Megalodon Carcarian or whatever. Yeah, this one, it sounded like it was gonna be the worst when I first heard the idea of what it was gonna be. But once I saw the trailer, it seemed like it was gonna be pretty goddamn fun. So what I actually did recently was I picked up the book that the movie's based on, because apparently this movie's been in production limbo for fucking, like, I don't know, like 10, 15 years or something like that. It's taken a lot of work to get this goddamn movie made. Originally, I'm pretty sure that Eli Roth was supposed to be the director, but since the studio was so hard-pressed on there being a PG-13 rating, he dropped out. So it was the guy who did it, I'm pretty sure, is the guy who did fucking National Treasure. So, I mean, I'm hoping it'll at least be as fun as it seems like it's going to be. The book was definitely fun, so, I mean, if they fought, well, I mean, I can already kind of tell from the trailers and stuff that there's just been so much fucking coverage of this movie everywhere. It definitely seems like it's not going to follow along too closely with the book from what I've seen. I've also seen that most of the people associated with the movie are not very happy with the final product, which is a little worrisome, but I don't know. I'm going to go in as wide-eyed as I can possibly be. I mean, the book was fun as hell. I obviously can't deny that. I picked it up probably 10 days ago, and I finished it probably about 4 or 5 days later. I wasn't able to put it down. It seems like it's a pretty cool series of books. It seems like the guy who wrote it's got a pretty cool, basically seems like he has like patterned Jason Statham as like, or the character Jason Statham is playing, he's patterned him after like the ultimate version of himself. From the book, at least, it seems like I don't know if he actually does believe that the Megalodon does exist or not, but he created this character that was a pretty badass, like, rock star deep sea diver, and I'm pretty sure the guy who wrote it also was a deep sea diver, so he definitely patterned that character off of himself. And I don't know, from what I've seen, that it's not going to really be based too hardcore on the book. I'm not that upset, because there were some elements in the story that I could have done without, like all of the stuff with his fucking ex-wife and shit like that. But I don't know, like I said, I'm going to walk in as wide-eyed as I can possibly be, because this is supposed to be the funnest fucking monster shark movie of the summer. I mean, it should be, in theory, like the most fun that I have at the film picture house, at the cinema all summer. But, I don't know, I've been let down so many times before. I don't know, I guess we'll have to just wait and see if they can, I don't know, the characters were kind of two-dimensional in the book, and it was like, the book was definitely heavily reliant upon the action that it had in it. And I mean, if the guy who made National Treasure made this, I can't see it not being a fun movie, at least. Like, National Treasure, both of them are, like, I watched the first one at least fucking 10 times in my history classes in high school, because I had such terrible teachers. But yeah, I still can't even deny that they're both completely fun movies. And I'm pretty sure the only place that I've seen the second movie was in history class. But they're both cool, fun movies, like, in the same kind of way as like the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. I can't hate on them either. So I mean, even if this movie does diverge really hard away from the book, and it's gonna be a really hardcore cut PG-13 movie to be accessible for kids, I guess that guy's probably the best case scenario of a person that could make something like that watchable. I don't know, like I said, I'm gearing myself up to be completely wide-eyed, because I really have only heard bad things so far, and I don't want to I don't want to think bad things about this movie because it looks like it's going to be so much fucking fun. From the book, and I mean, like what I've seen in the trailers and everything, it seems a lot of people seem like they're saying that it's going to be like Jaws, but it seems to me like it's going to be a lot more like Deep Blue Sea, which I guess kind of was Jaws on steroids. So this is going to be fucking Jaws on steroids and methamphetamines, I guess. But I mean, like I said, like I don't know how hardcore it can really go with this PG-13 rating, and how hard a lot of these studios try and make family-friendly movies out of things that really don't have to be too family-friendly, like a fucking monster movie like this. But I don't know. I guess time will tell, because the movie starts in about 15 minutes. I'm not going to be left waiting for too long. I'm not going to be too impatient because I'm just about to go see it. That's the beauty of these ride-along reviews, that I can give you my feelings before I see the film, and I can tell you whether they're right or whether they're wrong. But right now I'm trying to kind of be in the middle road on these types of things. So, I mean, if it diverges too far from the book, I really don't care, because the book wasn't fucking like the most amazing thing I've ever read in the world. It was just fun and entertaining, which I also hope this movie is going to be. Alright, well, I'm pulling up on the movie theater, so I'll give you my 2 cents when I get back into the car again. Alright, see you soon, creeps. Well, I definitely was not too far off, it doesn't seem like. There were definitely some heavy motherfucking cuts made to that movie. And, I mean, like I said, I do understand, like, it's a lot easier to make money off of movies that are a lot more tame, and you can take your 10-year-old to or whatever when you have them on the weekends, but fucking I don't know, the movie would have been a lot more fun if we got to see some fucking blood. There really was. I'm gonna give us a little spoiler right off the bat. The body count was extremely low. And if you're one of those people that gets triggered by dogs getting killed, like I know they showed like the dog about to get eaten in the trailer, the dog doesn't even die. So, I mean, where's the line even drawn these days at where a fucking PG-13 movie is a PG-13 movie? Because this movie was definitely way less graphic than even Jaws. And I understand that Jaws was PG because PG-13 was not a rating that existed in the MPAA back then. But why? How did that movie not get an R rating and this movie is still PG-13, but it was so much more tame? I'm just gonna get this off my chest and say fucking the shark-related killings and whatnot were extremely fucking lacking and wanting. If you're walking into this movie thinking you're gonna see like any form of a horror movie, you're wrong. I guess they didn't really build this up to be very much of a horror movie, but I mean, it's not even in the least like even like PG-13 level horror movie. It's not. It's just like a national. The guy who made National Treasure made it. It's just kind of a fun, like, technological, futuristic sci-fi kind of swashbuckling tale of a gigantic prehistoric shark. Like, there really is no one really gets fucked up by it or anything like that. It's just it's menacing, definitely, but it doesn't really do anything, which is kind of a big disappointment. But at the same time, I guess I kind of do. I understand it's playing pretty hard to a lot of markets. Like younger demographics are definitely going to be able to see this. Like I would definitely take a fucking like 8-year-old to see it. There's nothing really that bad that happens in the movie, but like at the same time, I wish there was more fun in there in that department, because it's kind of like a fun, like trashy movie, but it's not allowed to be a fun, trashy movie at the same time. And also, I think it'll probably do pretty well because there's a lot of Japanese characters in it, and they speak Japanese a lot in it, so I think that will probably bring in another big, probably key demographic of money making in Asia. But I mean, It's definitely a fun movie. I think, like I said, it'll definitely do well. Jason Statham pulls it along pretty well as just like a fun, like Nicolas Cage pulled along the National Treasure movies, just like kind of like an action movie going from here to there, like having fun, but there's not really any points where, I mean, maybe if you were like I said, like I'd take like an 8-year-old to it, and the 8-year-old would probably be pretty scared, but there's no points where it's even remotely shocking. Oh, come on, asshole. I mean, other than that, I wouldn't say that you shouldn't see this movie, because it definitely has some forms of, like I said, it's a fun movie. There's a decent amount of merit to it. I'd say seeing it in theaters wouldn't be the worst choice if you're looking for a nice, cool, air-conditioned space. It's just a little bit of a letdown. It's one of those movies you can tell got hacked to pieces by the producers of the movie and not anybody that really had anything to do with the movie personally. Like, it's not like Suicide Squad bad, where it's like, what the fuck is going on from scene to scene, but it's... You can tell that there was a lot of fun things in there that kind of got left out on the cutting room floor. But other than that, it is a very fun movie. It veers extremely hard from the ending and pretty much the whole story of the book. But I mean, it kept me pretty entertained the whole way along there. Fucking assholes. I mean, I can't say that I regret spending money on seeing it. It was just a fun, way to spend a weekend day. If you really wanted to see something that was going to be out there and shocking and kind of grotesque at any points, then you definitely shouldn't see it. Just watch Deep Blue Sea on Netflix. But if you want to see a new fun movie, it's a new fun movie, and you can bring your younger people you can bring a younger audience to it as well, because it really isn't bad at all in that sense. Other than that, I really don't have that much to say on it, but I do have, I was saying, looking for a place to cool off and be air conditioned and kill some time for the day. So I saw, when I walked out of the Meg, that Slenderman was playing at the time that I was getting out. So what I did was I walked into the Slenderman theater, and I'm gonna give you a little bonus episode on that one, because it doesn't deserve any sort of positive publicity, but I'm going to speak on it because it's something that needs to be spoken on. But that's going to have to be after I get out of the car, because I'm almost home already, creeps. So if you want to listen to how bad Slenderman was, and how I kind of wish I didn't even fucking waste my time walking into the theater, then I hope you enjoyed this installment, creeps, and I honestly hope you go out and see the Meg and enjoy it, because it's a pretty enjoyable movie. So come and catch me in our bonus episode. If not, dock out. Love you, creeps.